As a psychiatrist, I've seen things in the clinic that I had not seen prior to 2020. The effects on people of the lockdowns, on their mental health, on their physical health, the effects of people who were consuming large quantities of the news, watching CNN for more hours than they should, and the rhetoric, the imagery, the tone of reporting on COVID and on the pandemic very often was designed deliberately. This is not conspiratorial. It's quite well known now to induce fear as a way of influencing people's behavior. So several people have written about what's sometimes called the nudge unit in Great Britain, which officially consults with the British government and also consults with many institutions in the United States. This is a behavioral science group that looks at how do you alter people's behavior. And one of the conclusions of their report was we sort of need to increase the level of fear around the pandemic if people are going to take it seriously and if people are going to do the things that they need to do to mitigate COVID. And one can think about that from a very narrow public health perspective as, it's important for people to stay home or wear masks or physically distance from one another or take the vaccine. But if you sort of Google Earth up from that very narrow perspective and you look at what's the overall impact on people's lives and on their physical health and on their mental health of using fear and using inflammatory rhetoric and dire images to try to influence people's behavior, it's not good. And so I'm really glad we're having this conversation. Back in October, I wrote a piece in the public discourse that I called The Other Pandemic, which was the lockdown mental health crisis, the effect on people's mental health, on depression, anxiety, substance use,